Can you think of someone in your life that you'd like to change in some way? Typically we have four approaches. We can jump in and just try to help them, try to do it for them, or show them how to do it. We can give them advice, we can criticize them, or we can try to motivate them. And criticism stands out in that group as kind of being something negative, but all of the others are also forms of criticism if we haven't first gotten permission. And that's because they all lead us to approach from a stance of superiority, from a stance of I know better than you. And what that does is it triggers their nervous system to feel a threat. So Carolyn Webb, in her book How to Have a Good Day, talks about the defend-discover axis. And our nervous system is basically always just trying to keep us alive, trying to help us survive. And so the first thing it's looking for is threats. Defend. Where is there a threat? And when there's a threat, we want to hyper-focus on the threat, and we don't have the ability to move to the other end of that spectrum to discover where we find new things. So you can think about running away from a predator versus looking for new food sources, or looking for a mate, or looking for a great new place to camp out and sleep. When we're in defend, we lose our creativity. Even if your intentions are positive, your approach gets coded by their nervous system as a threat. And so the best you can hope for is reluctance in letting you do it, especially if you have positional power, if you're their boss, if you're their parent, or some other situation where you have power and they can't just say no. They might listen to you, they might, nod their head, but there's going to be reluctance and resistance. They're not going to own it, and the minute something goes wrong with your plan, they're going to wash their hands of it. So what do we do instead? We have to get permission to have the helping conversation. And getting permission means we have to give up control over what they do. There's something that wasn't quite right about what I just said. We don't give up control. We give up the illusion of control. When you give up an illusion, you become disillusioned. You actually have a lot more power. So giving up that feeling of I can control them allows us to go in and say, hey, I see you're struggling with this, or I'm noticing that what you're doing is having an impact on the team. We want to talk it through together. And then once they've said yes, they've opened the door, and then their mind can refocus on the discover end of the defend-discover spectrum, and you can actually be effective in helping them change.